Finally.
It's finally here. We have finally got our hands on the new iPhone 17 Pro. We've got this in the new blue color, 256 gigs. So let's get started. Really excited. Let's jump straight into it. There goes the peeling. Now, just like from many past years, not too much unboxing experience we get with Apple this time. Just get the wire and the SIM ejection pin. Obviously, this is a physical SIM model. Now, I'm not going to lie that the impressions I had of this phone was I thought that this phone was going to be heavier than the 16 Pro. But as soon as I took it out of the box, it's really light. It does not feel heavy at all with the new aluminum frame. Anyways, just like always, let's divide this video into different categories. First, we are going to talk about design, then we're going to talk about the performance, we're going to talk about new features, and finally we are going to compare it with the 16 Pro and see what's changed. So now that we have the phone fully set up, obviously out of the box this comes with the new iOS 26. If you want to check out what's new in the iOS 26, you can check out that video on my channel as well. But let's talk about the design. Finally, after years, we've got to see a design change, this time in the iPhone 17. We've got a complete platform on which they've put all three cameras now. They're calling this the camera plateau. We see two different shades of colors. One is more like a matte finish, one is more like a shiny finish. Now, talking about this blue color, I've seen this before. I've seen this in the iPhone 15. Now, to give reference for this blue color, I've got an iPhone 15 here, and let's check out the color and compare it with the new 17 Pro. Now, checking out the color, it's definitely more bluish than the last 15 Pro. There's definitely a difference in the color. More or less, it's almost the same. This one looks a little bit more purplish. This one is more of a darker blue. There's definitely a difference, but I really like this color. Definitely better than the orange. Any color compared to the orange is better in the iPhone 17. Now, moving further into the design, we've got this camera plateau. That's the biggest difference. We've got a LiDAR sensor. They've moved down here. We've got the flash. They've moved down here. We can also see a microphone in between them. And then this matte finish. This is ceramic shield. This is supposed to be really durable. But the aluminium frame, I don't know why they switched back to aluminium. Titanium was amazing. Titanium was more durable. I don't know this decision of Apple for moving back to aluminium, but it still looks good. At the bottom, we've got the USB-C, we've got speakers. Obviously on the side, we've still got the camera control button, we've got the power button. On the other side, we've got the action button, we've got the volume keys, and down here, we've got the physical SIM. Now, the difference between physical SIM and the eSIM is that with the eSIM only models, you get more battery life. That number is on your screen down below right now, but with the physical SIM, maybe it takes up more room. So the battery capacity for the physical SIM, that number is down below on your screen right now. It's slightly less than the eSIM one, but I don't think it will really make that much of a difference. So wrapping up the design, yes, it's a new design, and finally, when you have an iPhone 17, now other people can recognize that you actually have the latest phone in your hand, rather than all previous phones, you sometimes have to clarify. Now let's talk about the performance of the phone. Obviously, this Pro series come with the A19 Pro chip. That's the same chip given to us in the iPhone Air. But this A19 Pro chip is going to be super fast, 20 times faster than the 16 Pro. But already Apple phones are dominating in the processor industry. Their phones are highly faster compared to all other phones in this category. So A19 Pro chip is just more overpowered of something that was already so powerful. Plus, this time around you get 12 GB of RAM instead of 8 GB what you got to see in the 16 Pro. Now let's talk about all the features that we got to see new in this new iPhone 17 Pro. I'm going to start off with my personal favorite, which is the front camera center stage. So the front camera got a huge upgrade this time. It's 18 megapixels now, but that's not the only upgrade that I'm excited about. The major upgrade is what they've basically done is rather than a rectangular sensor, they've got a square sensor fit in now. I've been using the MacBook, and this was one of the best features I've used in the MacBook, which is center stage. It's so helpful in your video calls, and now it's going to be additionally helpful in taking selfies. So you go into your phone, you go into your front camera. Here you see the settings. You can turn on auto zoom, you can turn on auto rotate. This is basically your camera automatically recognizes and puts you in the center of the screen. And now you don't really need to rotate your phone this way. You can just simply hold it straight, which is an easier way to take a selfie. And you can just, expand, you can even rotate. You get to see a lot of framing options. This is by far my favorite feature of the iPhone 17 and really excited about it. And I think this is going to be really useful to almost all users. Now, while we're talking about cameras, another upgrade this year is all three cameras are now 48 megapixels. So before we used to have 1x, 2x, and then 5x, but this time we've got 1x, 2x, 4x, and the brand new zoom 8x. Now with all 348 megapixel cameras, this was made possible, and you even get to see much better zoom on this phone. The picture quality is still amazing even if you zoom in. Now obviously we don't actually have a sensor that zooms 8 times, but obviously all 3 cameras 48 megapixel allows you to actually zoom that much without dropping any quality. So overall the camera is better. We got new features in the video as well. iPhone cameras have just always been dominant. Now moving on to the next thing, the brand new thing we got to see in the 17 is the new vapor chamber they've installed inside this phone. This will help keep the phone cool at all times, whether you're charging it, you're doing heavy duty gaming, or you're doing multitasking. Your phone's always going to stay cool. It's not going to heat up, and it's going to evenly distribute the heat. But I just got this, so I'm not going to pop into it and show it to you, but it's there. Finally, let's talk about other tweaks. Obviously the display is better as well. In the iPhone 16, you get to see 2000 nits of peak brightness. In the iPhone 17 Pro, you get to see 3000 nits of peak brightness. Now finally, let's compare this with the previous model, the 16 Pro. So we have a 16 Pro here, Desert Titanium. I've got these both phones on peak brightness. Definitely the 17 Pro looks much more brighter than the 16 Pro. Obviously it's 3000 nits. There's no other changes in the display. The size is the same, 6.3 inches. And talking about the bezels seem the same size as well. They were ever thin on the 16 Pro. They're ever thin on the 17 Pro as well. Another thing in the display which is different is there's a new anti-reflective coating on this display now. We got to see it on the Samsung S25. Now we see it on the iPhone 17 Pro as well. It's much more anti-reflective in terms of when light shines onto the screen. We don't have that on the 16 Pro. We have it on the 17. It's going to be much easier to look at the screen when you're in broad day sunlight or in a room filled with lights. Obviously on the back, major design change. Now you can clearly differentiate which phone is the new design, which phone is the old design. But when you talk about thickness, I think the iPhone 17 has gone wider from last year. I mean, the 16 Pro is much more slimmer compared to the iPhone 17 Pro. This one's much more bulky. But in a way, this actually feels like a Pro phone now. Because to compensate a thinner phone, they gave you the iPhone Air. So people who are interested in getting a slimmer phone, they can always opt for that option. But overall, in my opinion, I think titanium was better. Aluminium looks good, but it's not going to be as durable as titanium was. And I speculated that titanium phones are going to be lighter than the aluminium ones, but I have no problems with the weight of this phone. It's very easy to carry, very light, so no problems there. Now, this is not a camera comparison, but I'm just going to go ahead and pop 2 pictures on the screen for you right now. Same pictures, one from the 17 Pro, one from the 16 Pro. Obviously, you're not going to see too much difference from last year to this year. But yes, slight attention to detail is better on the 17 Pro. And finally, the battery is much better than the 16 Pro. So comparing the battery was the focus point in this Apple event. The battery we got to see on the iPhone 16 Pro is around 3500 something milliamp hours. The battery on the eSIM only model is 4200 milliamp hours something. I think on this physical model is around 39 to 4000 milliamp hours something. But you're definitely gonna witness a better change. Obviously, once we bring this phone into use, then we can tell you even better. But I think there's gonna be a significant difference in the battery time of this new iPhone 17 Pro. Finally, I'd just like to wrap up by talking about the price. Now, specifically talking about the iPhone 17 Pro. This year, we got to see a $100 increase in the price. The 16 Pro launched at $999, but this time this one's at $1,099. And if we talk about the price in Pakistan, you're gonna get this phone for 520,000 Pakistan rupees. Overall, good phone, good upgrade. Love this design change from Apple. I'm very happy with it. More details and more videos on this product for you guys, so do subscribe for that. Feel free to comment any ideas, and I'll catch you in the next one.